you to turn off your mobile phones and keep it silent during the event. Thank you.
Kính thưa quý vị quan khách, chỉ còn vài phút nữa chương trình của chúng ta sẽ chính thức được bắt đầu. Chúng tôi xin mời quý vị hãy cùng chuyển điện thoại sang chế độ rung và để chế độ yên lặng trong suốt buổi lễ của chúng ta. Xin cảm ơn sự hợp tác của tất cả quý vị.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ho Chi Minh City, the beautiful city of Vietnam.
Xin hân hoan chào mừng tất cả quý vị đang đến với thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, một thành phố rất xinh đẹp của đất nước Việt Nam.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Quốc Khánh and this is Thanh Vân, and we are very honored to be the host for today's draw for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014 Finals.
Kính thưa tất cả quý vị, tên tôi là Thanh Vân và người đứng bên cạnh tôi là Quốc Khánh, và chúng tôi có mặt ở đây để là người dẫn chương trình cho buổi lễ bốc thăm giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014.
As a few minutes from now, the official draw for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014 final will take place right here, and the 8 qualified team will find out who their opponents are.
Kính thưa tất cả quý vị, chỉ còn vài phút nữa thôi thì buổi lễ bốc thăm cho giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2018 của chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu, và 8 đội đã vượt qua được vòng loại sẽ biết được chính xác đối thủ của mình là ai.
Or joining us today at this special event, we would like to welcome the following distinguished guests. Please welcome Ms. Moya Dat, the AFC Vice President and Chairwoman of AFC Women's Committee.
Và hãy cùng chúng tôi chào đón sự hiện diện của bà Moya Dat, Phó Chủ tịch Liên đoàn bóng đá châu Á, trưởng ban bóng đá nữ Liên đoàn bóng đá châu Á.
Please welcome Mr. Phạm Văn Tuấn, Vice President of Vietnam Football Federation.
Chúng tôi hân hạnh được giới thiệu sự hiện diện của ông Phạm Văn Tuấn, Phó Tổng cục trưởng Tổng cục Thể dục Thể thao, Phó Chủ tịch Liên đoàn bóng đá Việt Nam.
Let's welcome Mr. Trần Quốc Tuấn, Director of Vietnam General Sport Department's AFC Exco member.
Chúng tôi xin hân hạnh giới thiệu sự hiện diện của ông Trần Quốc Tuấn, Vụ trưởng Tổng cục Thể dục Thể thao Việt Nam, Ủy viên Ban chấp hành Liên đoàn bóng đá châu Á.
Please welcome Mr. Mai Bá Hùng, Deputy Director, Departments of Culture, Sport and Tourism, Ho Chi Minh City.
Xin hân hạnh giới thiệu cùng quý vị sự hiện diện của ông Mai Bá Hùng, Phó Giám đốc Sở Văn hóa, Thể thao và Du lịch thành phố Hồ Chí Minh.
And last but not least, please welcome Mr. Ngô Lê Bằng, the General Secretary of Vietnam Football Federation.
Và người cuối cùng mà chúng tôi muốn giới thiệu cùng quý vị là ông Ngô Lê Bằng, Tổng thư ký Liên đoàn bóng đá Việt Nam.
And we're also welcoming representatives from the participating members associations and members of the media. Thank you so much for coming.
Cùng đại diện của các liên đoàn bóng đá quốc gia và đại diện của các cơ quan thông tấn báo chí trung ương và địa phương. Xin cảm ơn sự hiện diện của tất cả quý vị trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay.
Thank you. To get started, now I would like to invite Mr. Ngô Lê Bằng, General Secretary, Vietnam Football Federation, on stage for a few words with us.
Và ngay bây giờ xin trân trọng kính mời ông Ngô Lê Bằng, ông lên sân khấu và sẽ có đôi lời phát biểu cùng tất cả quý vị.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear distinguished guests, first of all, let me, on behalf of VFF, warmly welcome all of you who present here today to witness the official draw of final round Women's Asian Cup 2014. I also would like to take this opportunity to congratulate 8 qualified teams who have shown the best performance to enter the final round, racing for champions title of our continent. Ladies and gentlemen, AFC Women's Asian Cup 2014 is a precious competition for continental women football. Therefore, it is our great honor to be the second time host for this competition. With the support of government, we have promptly made preparation regarding stadiums, training fields, hotels, security, and marketing campaign to promote the competition following the AFC guidelines and requirements. Today, we are here together to witness one of the most important events of the tournament, the official draw and match feature. No matter how the draw result is, I do believe that 8 national teams with the utmost determination and qualities will take specific impression and gain their own goal in the challenging race of the promising competition. Once again, I would like to wish you good health and success in AFC Women's Asian Cup 2014. Thank you.
Xin cảm ơn những lời phát biểu vừa rồi của ông Ngô Lê Bằng.
Thank you, Mr. Ngô Lê Bằng, General Secretary Vietnam Football Federation. And next, on behalf of the Asian Football Confederation, we would like to invite on stage Ms. Moya Dutt for a few words with us.
Kính thưa quý vị, và tiếp đến thay mặt cho Liên đoàn bóng đá châu Á, tôi xin trân trọng kính mời bà Moya Dutt sẽ lên sân khấu có đôi lời phát biểu cùng tất cả quý vị.
Thank you and good morning, and welcome to our distinguished guests, especially Mr. Pham Van Thuan. It's a great pleasure to be here with you and my colleague from the AFC Executive Committee, Dr. Tran, and all of our distinguished guests. Well, it's a delight for me to be here in Ho Chi Minh City this morning at the draw for the AFC Women's Asian Cup. This is our showpiece tournament for women's football in Asia, and it's produced great excitement in the past, and I'm sure it will again here in Ho Chi Minh next May 2014. We have the traditional powerhouse nations competing, Japan, who are world champions, Australia, who are the current Asian champions, also Korea Republic and China, who have always been very strong, and we have some very rapidly emerging and improving teams, especially throughout the ASEAN region. Vietnam is a strength now. Also Thailand, Myanmar, and for the first time ever, we have a team from West Asia competing in the Women's AFC Asian Cup finals, and that is the team from Jordan. It's an achievement in itself for those players to be attending at this competition next year, and I'm sure they're capable of giving us a few surprises. Well, the last time this tournament was played, the final went to penalties, and the score was 5-4 on penalties. That's how close and intense the competition is in women's football in Asia. And the team that won the World Cup a year later didn't even contest that final. Japan placed third in the last edition of the Women's Asian Cup. And just a year later, they won the FIFA World Cup. So we now have the World Cup holders in Asia. That shows you just how intense the competition is and how every team has the chance to come forward and claim a victory. But of course, it's not just the Women's Asian Cup, this trophy here that's at stake. It's also 5 spots in the FIFA Women's World Cup for Canada 2015. These are also the World Cup qualifiers from Asia. There are 24 teams who will contest the World Cup in Canada, and 5 are from Asia. So this introduces a new feature to the Women's Asian Cup. The top 4 teams, the semi-finalists, will gain a berth in the FIFA World Cup, and the 5th place will go to a playoff between the 2 third-place teams. And we all know what excitement this can bring. We've seen in the Men's World Cup, France has played Ukraine, Portugal has played Sweden. In Asia, Jordan played Uzbekistan and then Uruguay. And these are enormously exciting games, and I can't wait for that playoff in Ho Chi Minh City next year, because I'm sure it will be hugely exciting. Our dream in Asia is that our national teams will become the most respected and feared in the world. We want to be the confederation that the other ones are afraid of. And to get there, we need intense, high-level competition in Asia, and that's exactly what I know this competition will produce. As I said, we have the world champions competing. We have nations in the top 10 of the FIFA rankings, and rapidly emerging competitors who I know will never give up and are more than capable of giving some surprises to the top-ranked teams. So thank you very much for coming today. We're all looking forward to the draw and the excitement of it, and of course coming back to Ho Chi Minh in May 2014 for the tournament itself. Thank you very much.
Xin chân thành cảm ơn bà Moya Dutt.
Thank you, Ms. Moya Dutt, Vice President of AFC and Chairwoman, AFC Women's Committee. And now, please take a look at a short video from the Vietnam Football Federation for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014.
Kính thưa tất cả quý vị, và trước khi bắt đầu buổi lễ bốc thăm thì chúng ta sẽ cùng xem lại hình ảnh của 8 đội xuất sắc nhất và con đường để họ đã đến với giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014 qua một đoạn phim ngắn ngay sau đây. Xin mời quý vị cùng theo dõi.
Thank you. It's great videos about the Vietnam Football Federation.
Kính thưa quý vị, chúng ta vừa xem lại một đoạn phim ngắn của Liên đoàn bóng đá Việt Nam về giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014.
And next is a special guest gift from Vietnam Football Federation. So please welcome on stage a wonderful cultural performance show. Please enjoy.
Còn bây giờ thì xin mời tất cả quý vị, chúng ta hãy cùng thưởng thức một tiết mục biểu diễn nhạc cụ dân tộc như một lời chào và một món quà đặc biệt từ Liên đoàn bóng đá Việt Nam xin được gửi đến tất cả quý vị quan khách trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay. Xin mời quý vị cùng thưởng thức.
Mặt trời mới xin mến chào tất cả quý vị.
Trong tim dành tặng quê hương Việt Nam.
Tôi yêu những con đường Việt Nam, những phố phường Việt Nam, những ngôi trường làng có tà áo dài thiết tha trong gió. Dạo trên đây đó ôi Đà Lạt, Nha Trang, Vũng Tàu. Những con người giản dị, những tiếng đất người thơ ngây, những giấc mơ yên bình, đôi câu dân ca mẹ hát, từ mái đình làng. Tiếng bóng cây râm mát bên những em thơ Hà Rịa trong những buổi chiều, ôi tất cả đều là tôi yêu, tôi yêu, tôi yêu, tôi yêu.
Trong tim dành tặng quê hương Việt Nam. Tôi yêu người Việt Nam này và trong câu hát ca dao. Tôi yêu người Việt Nam này cười vui để quên đớn đau. Tôi yêu người Việt Nam này mẹ ơi con mãi không quên. Ngàn nụ hôn trong tim dành tặng quê hương Việt Nam. Ngàn nụ hôn trong tim dành tặng quê hương Việt Nam.
Xin được cảm ơn nhóm Mặt Trời Mới với tiết mục biểu diễn rất tuyệt vời vừa rồi. Xin cảm ơn.
Thank you. That was a great performance. Now, before we get started with the official draw, please take a look at the video to find out more about the teams and how they made it to AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014.
Kính thưa quý vị, và bây giờ sẽ là hình ảnh của 8 đội xuất sắc nhất và làm thế nào để họ đã đến với giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014. Xin mời quý vị hãy cùng theo dõi đoạn phim ngắn ngay sau đây.
So those were the teams and how they made it to AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014.
Thưa quý vị, chúng ta vừa xem lại hình ảnh của 8 đội xuất sắc nhất và con đường để họ đến với giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, here comes the official draw for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Vietnam 2014. We would like to invite on stage AFC Directors of National Team Competitions, Mr. Shin Man-gil, to explain the draw procedures and conduct the draw, please.
Và kính thưa tất cả quý vị, giờ đây thì sẽ không để cho quý vị phải chờ đợi lâu hơn nữa. Chúng tôi xin trân trọng kính mời trưởng phòng thi đấu các đội tuyển quốc gia Liên đoàn bóng đá châu Á, ông Shin Man-gil sẽ lên sân khấu để hướng dẫn cách thức bốc thăm cho vòng chung kết giải bóng đá nữ châu Á Việt Nam 2014.
Let's welcome Mr. Shin Man-gil.
AFC Vice President and Chairwoman of AFC Women's Committee, and also the Vice President of Vietnam Football Federation, Mr. Tham Van Hoan, and also AFC Executive Committee member Dr. Tran, and representative from participating teams, and sponsors, AFC sponsors, and member of media. Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. I am Shin Man-gil. I am the director of AFC National Team Competition. First of all, I would like to thank Vietnam Football Federation for hosting AFC Women's Asian Cup in this beautiful city of Ho Chi Minh in May next year. And AFC Women's Asian Cup is the most premier women's competition in Asian continent. And the top 5 Asian teams will represent Asia in FIFA Women's World Cup in Canada 2015. Without further delay, I would like to proceed with the draw. And so you can see from the screen, there are 8 participating teams in AFC Women's Asian Cup 2014 in Vietnam. There are 4 teams, Australia, Japan, China, Korea Republic, who had direct qualification from AFC Women's Asian Cup 2010 in China. And also we have another 4 teams who are qualified from qualification stage of this competition. From Group A, we have from Group B, we have Myanmar. From Group C, we have Vietnam. From Group D, we have Thailand. The ranking to be used in this draw is based on the ranking from AFC Women's Asian Cup China 2010. However, the Vietnam as a host country will be seeded as top seeding team in this draw for today's Women's Asian Cup 2014. There are 8 teams as I explained, and 8 teams will be divided into 2 groups of 4 teams, and each team in the group will play a match against every other teams in the same group. And we will have third place team of each group will play the playoff match to decide the 5th ranked team in this competition, and the winner of this match will have a slot in FIFA Women's World Cup 2015. And the top 2 teams in each group will qualify for knockout stage of the competition, and of course we will have semi-finals, and so the 4th place match and the finals in this competition. As you can see from the screen, there are 2 groups of 4 teams, and Vietnam is seeded as a A1 in this draw. Match order and sequence is as shown on the screen for your information. And there are 4 ports, as you can see from the stage. In port 1, as a host country, we have Vietnam. In port 2, we have Australia. Australia is defending Women's Asian Cup champion from 2010 Women's Asian Cup. And we have world defending champion, Japan. And in this port 2, we have China, the host of 2010 Women's Asian Cup. And this Asian Cup is for China to participate in Women's Asian Cup 8th time. Last country in this port, we have Korea Republic. All these countries in port 2 are the teams who had direct qualification from Asian Cup, Women's Asian 2010 in China. In port 3, we have Thailand. Thailand was the champion of AFC Women's Asian Cup in 1983, and Vietnam and Thailand are the same ranking teams from 2010 China Women's Asian Cup, and now Vietnam will be placed as a host country in Group A. Therefore, we will place Thailand in Group B, position 3. In Group 4, we have Myanmar. This Asian Cup is second time participation for Myanmar in this Women's Asian Cup. The first time was in 2010 in China. And the last team is Jordan. As our chairwoman of AFC Women's Committee just mentioned, this is the first time that we have women's teams from West region in this Women's Asian Cup. Okay, the draw. I will conduct the draw from port 4, port 3, port 2, and port 1. And the first 4 to be drawn from this port 4 will be placed in A4, and the second country will be in B4. And Thailand, as I explained, it will be placed in A. And the first country from port 2 will be in A. A2 and B1, and Vietnam will be placed in A1. Let me start the draw now. The first country of the day to be placed in A4 is Jordan. second country, Myanmar, should be in Big 4. I don't know why everyone is so happy. Okay, next country from this fourth tree is Thailand, and Thailand will be placed in Big 3. Yes, Thailand. And in pool 2, as I mentioned, we have Australia, Japan, China, and Korean Republic. All these countries had direct qualification from AFC Women's Asian Cup in China 2010 as strongest countries in women's Asian football. Okay, the first country from this point will be placed in A3, and this country will have to play the match with Vietnam in May next year. Dr. Trump, do you have any preference of the team? Anything you want? Okay. Okay, first country from this pool 2 is, you want Korea? Japan. And next country to be placed in B2 is China. China is 8 times Asian champion of AFC Asian Cup. And now we have two teams, Australia and Korean Republic. Mr. Ma, you want Australia or Korea? Anything will do. Thank you. Okay. This country will be placed in A2 to play with Vietnam in the group stage of this competition. Australia. Okay, the last country to be placed in B1 is Korean Republic.